Welcome back to the channel, folks. Mr. H here for my review of X-Men Dark Phoenix. We'll talk non-spoilers first. I'll give you all a massive warning and then we'll discuss spoilers. Straight from the top, this movie is boring. It is just boring. There is no way in hell I can recommend this film. This is probably going to be... I'm going to try to make this as coherent as possible, but it may just turn into a bit of a rant. There is very, very clearly things changed in this movie because of the Disney Fox deal. Because of the Disney Fox deal. And I would love to get my hands on the first draft of this script, or like what they initially were going to shoot. So straight from the top, guys, do not rush out to see this movie because it is dull as toast. It is so boring. There are some woke elements in there a little bit as well. And I'll touch on that in spoilers, so stick around for that if you want to be insulted, I guess. But it was boring. This movie is Simon Kinberg's directorial debut. And it will probably be his last. It was not good in any way, shape, or form. And it's not to say that anyone's particularly bad in it. Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, the Dark Phoenix, was fine. Absolutely fine. James McAvoy as Professor X, fine. But his character in this took a sharp turn, which I did not enjoy. And Michael Fassbender. Good to see him again. Although, side note, I couldn't help but just think of David and Walter whilst I was watching him this time. I don't know why. Every other X-Men movie I've seen of Michael Fassbender in, he has seemed to be a completely different person. But in this one, there were shades of his David character. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure. It may just be me. And obviously I'm referring to David from Alien Covenant here. And Prometheus. Now, Jessica Chastain is a great actress. I really like Jessica Chastain. She was crap in this. She was really bad. She is the... okay. There's two people that were not particularly great in this. Two people that were pretty poor. Jennifer Lawrence was not very good. And neither was Jessica Chastain. Jennifer Lawrence has long been noted she's not enjoyed playing the role of Mystique. There were rumours that she wasn't even going to come back for this one. You know, she's made it very, very clear she will not put that much makeup on anymore and all this kind of stuff. She's phoning it in. She's phoning it in and she's bad in this. And Jessica Chastain is a great actress, but in this, so underutilised and so poorly utilised, it could have been played by anyone. You could have literally got Doris from next door. You know, someone that looked pretty, and it would have filled Jessica Chastain's place. Fine. Absolutely fine. This movie's not very good. It is shot fine. The thing about this film is, and I am just rambling. I know I'm just rambling. But I did warn you. I said this is probably just going to end up being a bit of a rant. But the thing about this movie is it's shot fine, it looks fine, but it's just so boring. Nothing happens. It's almost like it goes first act, third act, done. It is so strange. And we know that they went back for reshoots, and they changed what was the final act in space to a train. Terrible idea. Really, really bad idea. And you can see kind of remnants of what was supposed to happen in this. These scrolls were supposed to be in it. I mean, they're not. We heard rumours that there would be, but they're not. And this is where it comes down to the Disney Fox deal. They were going to be scrolls, but they've changed them to Debari or something like that. But they're supposed to be scrolls. You can tell they're supposed to be scrolls. They shapeshift and everything. So, how else can I phrase this in non-spoilers? It's really boring. The score is actually surprisingly quite good. And it gets woke as hell. at certain points in time. And don't tell me it doesn't go woke, okay? Because it genuinely does. And there's key elements and phrases which are used and callbacks and foreshadowing, which ultimately it went woke. It's not good. It's really, really boring. Don't waste your money on it. If the problem with this film is that if you know anything about the Phoenix Saga and the Dark Phoenix, and even if you've watched the last movie, X-Men Apocalypse had Jean Grey doing somewhat Phoenixy. Yeah? That doesn't matter in this movie. Chuck it all to one side. No one cares. That Phoenixy thing that she does in X-Men Apocalypse, not referenced. It's got nothing to do with what she does in this movie. It's so bizarre. I'm just going to go full spoilers now. Full spoilers, and again, rambly. This will just be ranty, I know. So the woke elements and the portrayal of James McAvoy, so it all kind of goes hand in hand with one another. James McAvoy's Professor X is someone which I really, really liked. I liked his characterization of Professor X straight from the get-go. Now in this, he's portrayed as someone with a massive ego, someone who is just out trying to please himself. He's just stroking his own ego, basically. And that's fine to a certain degree, but then it becomes more of an issue when certain things happen, like, Raven, Mystique, walks up to him and says, and you've seen the clip, it's online, I'm not lying, the women have been saving the men around here, you might think of changing it to X-women. What? What? Where did that come from? Such a sharp turn. And I've got to remind you, we go from the previous movies that have been established. It all ropes into one anyway. The continuity is still supposed to go with Patrick Stewart as well. And then we get that kind of comment. It's just so out of what this should be. And then the other comments which happen, further down the line, Jessica Chastain is talking about words and phrases and makes a very clear point, her character, of saying these are made up by men, small men, to keep you under control. And it's like, what? And you start to piece this all together and you just go, this film's just fucking woke, but not in a good way. And I guess, you could be argued that woke is never good, but they even changed the school's name at the end to Jean Grey School for the Gifted. So it's not even for Charles Xavier anymore. Charles Xavier retires at the end. He's gone. Plays some chess with Magneto. I just don't understand what happened. A lot of this is definitely to do with the Disney Fox deal. These were 100% supposed to be Skrulls. They shapeshift. They look greeny-ish. They don't look like Skrulls, but they look greeny-ish. Dabari. I need to take a look at Marvel's Wikipedia to see whether that's even a thing, but I don't think it is. And if it is, they 100% changed it from Skrulls. These were supposed to be Skrulls. The thing about the Phoenix Force is in this, Jean Grey, that whole Phoenix thing that happened in X-Men Apocalypse, is not referenced. It's got nothing to do with this. The Phoenix Force that comes into contact with Jean Grey in this movie, Sophie Turner's character, is just a cosmic entity, a cosmic power which destroys Jessica Chastain's alien Dabari homeworld. And that's it. That's it. It's not something which was already inside Jean Grey, as witnessed in X-Men Apocalypse. That's got nothing to do with this. She is this thing anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. They screw the continuity again, and ultimately it is just super boring. Mystique dies, well fine, who cares? Because at this point she's just been whining, pain in the arse, and making woke ass comments. And she phones it in half the time. So you end up not really giving a damn at all. Ultimately, this film really, really sucks. I can't remember. I don't think I've had a worse movie-going experience since probably The Mummy. Last year, I think it was last year, The Mummy was released, or even 2017. I can't remember. Tom Cruise's The Mummy. That was just boring and irritating and just weird. This is the same. It's just boring. And that's the thing, because if the story was better, it would probably be a better film. But we've seen this story before. Jean Grey, Sophie Turner, even wears the same goddamn jacket as the one that we saw in the previous, X2 or whatever it is, I don't even know what they're bloody called. But the last time we saw the Dark Phoenix in the other continuity. It's the same jacket. It's just the same crap. So don't go and watch this movie. Do not waste your time. I appreciate this has been a rant, but there's nothing good about this film. It looks fine, but it's boring. It's woke. I wish I begrudge paying for it. That's normally my marker. Because even if a film's crap, but I'm entertained, I can recommend it on the caveat that it's shit, but it's entertaining. This was just shit, and it wasn't even entertaining in the slightest. It was just boring. The salted popcorn I ate did not even perk me up. I was super bummed out by this movie. So anyway, if you've seen it, let me know your thoughts down below. If you are new here, please do hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on these, my movie reviews, and then also a daily pop culture and movie news wrap-up show, which I do, where I just give you a dose of pop culture and movie news, all the relevant news articles on a daily basis. If you like what I'm doing here on the channel, please consider becoming a Patreon down below in the description box. But hey guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, I've been Mr. H. Take care.